off with some kids from last year.
Think what?
He picked that off with some kids last year.
Gucci?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've been saying that for years. Alrighty, geometry. Hey guys, what did the acorn say when it grew up?
Oh.
Gee, I'm a tree.
I can hear you talk.
I don't get it.
Well, nobody laughed, so
I don't get
we're
it.
gonna.
I wanna laugh.
So
I don't
acorns
get it.
grow into trees.
Yeah.
They're like a seed. Okay. So the acorn, when it grew up, said, "Gee, I'm a tree. Gee, I'm a tree."
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's a Mr. Not joke there.
Yeah, I actually got it from Mr. Titus, so Mr. Knott probably tells it too. So it's a classic. That's a classic.
That's
Mr.
a
Knott
good
told
one.
me. Mr. Knott told me a joke the other day. He was saying, "What did Tarzan say when a herd of elephants were walking by?"
What?
Oh, hey, look, the herd of elephants. What did Tarzan say when the herd of elephants walked by wearing sunglasses? Nothing. He didn't recognize them. Okay, on Wednesdays we wear pink. Okay, on Wednesdays we wear pink, the 26th of August. SWA students will be able to name, measure, and classify angles. You're going to be able to name, measure, or classify angles. You're welcome. So we have this thing called an angle. It's a new part of the geometry that we're talking about. We talk about lines, segments, rays, planes, points. Now we're going to talk about angles. Okay?
Ankles?
Not to be confused
No.
with angels or angles. Okay? Angles.
I'm angled.
Okay? So an angle. A figure is an angle if and only if it consists of two different rays that have the same initial point. Two different rays that have the same initial point. And we'll talk about what that means. I did. I'm like, why does he keep saying we only have one ray? And I'm like, oh. That makes sense. Okay. That was pretty good. Alright. So if we look right here, we have points A, B, and C, right? Points A, B, and C. We have a ray, AB. AB is the ray. It's starting at point A and goes in the direction of point B. Remember, a ray is kind of like half of a line. Okay? So it's kind of like a line segment combined with a ray. So we have the end point, and then it goes on forever in this direction. Now we have another ray, AC. And these two rays have the same initial point called A. Okay? They start at the same spot, but they go in two different directions. This creates what we call an angle. Okay? So this right here is now an angle inside of here. This initial point A is also known as the vertex. We'll call it the vertex very often, okay? So get used to that terminology, okay? Call it the vertex very often, get used to that terminology. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I called this example 15 in here still. I had to change that. Whoops. So example is 15. Name the vertex and rays that form the angle. So what's our vertex here? Our vertex is point A. You can say point A is a vertex, or I just drew an arrow from vertex to point A because I'm lazy. And do I know what I mean when I do that? Yeah. If you know what you mean when you do that, great, do that. If it's better for you to say the vertex is point A or point A is the vertex, or vertex equals point A, then do that. Whatever is helpful for you. Now, what are the two rays that form the angle?
AB and AC.
Okay, ray AB, ray BC. Wait, not BC, but AC, excuse me.
Want the tag this
Could I call it ray CA?
No.
No. Rays, we have to go a very specific order, okay? Rays, one of those rays to go a very specific order. Okay? Questions on that? On why those would be the rays, why that's the point, how they form an angle, that kind of stuff. Alright. There are three ways to name an angle, okay? So we have names for all these things, so like we have names for segments and everything like that. We have three ways to name an angle, okay? So you can use a number that's inside the angle. You can use a number that's inside the angle. Okay? So we can call this one angle 2. We can call this one angle 2 because there's a 2 inside of there. Now, if you don't want to write out the word angle, you can also do a symbol for angle that looks like that. Okay, the bottom of it is horizontal, the top of it is at an angle. Okay,
Are they
it's like a mini angle, and do angle 2. Okay, so don't confuse that with the less than symbol, where both of them are angled, the top and the bottom. Here, the bottom is flat, the top one's slanted. Okay, so see that subtle difference between the two? You have to be very clear to make sure we're not confusing them. Okay. Kinda. I guess I never noticed that. The second way we can use it is we can use the vertex. So what's our vertex in this angle? A. So we can call it angle A. Angle A. You're always going to see me use the symbol rather than writing out angle. Okay, just because I'm lazy, I don't want to write out angle. Fun fact, whenever I write the word angle, to make sure I don't spell it as angel accidentally and flip the E and the L around, I always say in my head, angle, just to make sure I get the L-E right. I'm worried like that because I'm worried I misspell it. Perfect. The other way you can name it is using 3 points with the vertex in the middle. That's very important. That's why it's in caps, right? In the underline, with the vertex in the middle. So if I were to use 3 points with the vertex in the middle, how would it look like? Angle what?
ABC.
Elizabeth? BAC. Could it look differently as well?
Yes.
How else could it look?
ABC.
Nope.
CAB.
CAB. Why would ABC not work? Because the vertex isn't in the middle, okay? So how this works is if I say angle BAC, we know we're going from B to A to C. So we know we're talking about this angle right here. We start at B, go from A, go to C. Same idea,
We're
we're doing
angle
CAB. We're starting at C, going to A, going to B.
You mean angle
But if I
tab?
talk about ABC, I'm saying I'm going here to here to here, and that's entirely different, okay? Seth,
You mean
which one?
angle cab?
Angle cab. You have angle cab and angle back. Okay.
Ah.
Questions on how we name these, okay? And either one of these are really, there's 2 different names for the same angle, okay? We don't care what the other 2 are in order, but the middle one has to be our vertex, so we know what we're talking about. It's going to come very much so in handy later that we're clear about it now. Okay, go ahead and flip our page here. Let's see here.
Me.
Hey Ray, what color do you want?
Let's see here. Probably green.
Probably green? Alright.
Nope, you're stating blue.
Oh, which one?
Dark blue.
Okay. Whew. That was a close call, okay? Almost like green. Answer the following questions about the figure. So we have angle 4 here. Angle 4 is this angle right here. What are the 2 sides of the angle 4? The sides are the rays. So what are the 2 sides of angle 4? Elizabeth, you want to give me one of the sides? Okay. Ray FA. Yep. Ray FA. Oh, I don't even know how that happened. It's not even the calibration though. Ray FA, okay? And what's my other side? Can somebody else help me out with my other side? Side FA, writer?
Ray FB.
Okay, Ray FB. Ray FA and Ray FB are my 2 sides of angle 4. Okay, letter B. The common side of angle 5 and angle 6. What's common mean?
Same.
The same, they share it, right?
G.
Okay. So angle 5 and angle 6, they both have 2 sides each, but they share one side. What side do they share?
GC.
Okay, what GC?
Angle GC.
Not angle GC.
Ray GC.
Ray GC. Very good, Schroeder.
Bless you.
Bless you, and bless the rains down in Africa, lest we forget. Ray GC. Okay. My pen is continuing to act up here.
You should put it down. It's getting old. It's got one hair.
So I'm getting real low, big guy. All right. All angles with ray FE as a side. All angles with ray FE as a side. So we're looking at all angles with that as a side. Notice just because it stops at E in our description, ray means it goes on forever. Okay? So We have multiple angles with this as a side. So we can use letters, we can use numbers, okay? So what's one ray with, or what's one angle, excuse me, with ray FE as a side? Schroeder.
Angle DEF.
Okay, angle not DEF.
FED.
Nope.
FD.
Okay,
F
what
A.
FD? F to D is here, so where does it start at?
G.
Okay, we could do angle GFD, that's a flat angle.
H.
Okay. Angle GFD, okay, that could be an angle.
So line
Okay.
is a flat angle.
Yeah, technically.
That's crazy.
Now, angle HFD would be the same thing, or angle HFE would be the same thing. Okay, Ray?
What about F A?
Okay, AFE?
Yeah.
Okay, so F has to be in the middle, okay? Angle AFE or AFD, either one of those would work. That'd be this angle right here. If you look at my pen, that'd be this angle right here. Okay, so far we have this angle across the bottom and this angle. Okay, I think there is one more. Okay, Kevin.
BFE.
BFE right here. Okay, angle BFE right here where my pen is. Now, couldn't we also flip that around and say EFB? Sure. Couldn't we say DFB instead of E? Totally could. Okay, Dave? Great question. Could angle 5 also work? Does it have ray FE as a side? Actually, it doesn't have ray FE as a side. It has ray GE or GF or GE.
Like from E to G,
But FE isn't a side because it doesn't so for it to have ray FE as a side, this is a great question. For it to have ray FE as a side, it has to have the vertex as F. So whenever a ray is the side of something, the endpoint of the ray has to be the vertex. Does that answer your question? Okay, that's a great one though. Letter D, so that's all of them that have that by the way. Letter D, a point that lies on angle 6. Angle 6 here, what's one point that lies on it? There's 3 different answers we could have. What's a point that lies on the angle, okay? Kevin.
C.
Point C, okay? That could be right. Any of them, okay? Ray, what's another one?
Huh?
Okay, point, not point F.
G.
Okay, G is on angle 6, okay?
H.
Okay, and then our other one would be H. So any of those, do we need all 3?
No.
No, just ask for a point, so just one of them. Any of those 3 would work. Okay, they're all on this angle. Okay, Ray, does it make sense why F is not on that? Okay. Letter E, a point on the interior of angle AFG. A point on the interior of angle AFG. What does interior mean?
Inside.
Inside, okay? So we're looking at this angle, nope. AFG. Okay. And so there's multiple answers you can have for this one, but we need a point on the interior. Ryder.
Point B.
As in, what letter did you say?
B.
As in boy?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, point B would be on the interior. Okay? Point B is on the interior. And there's one other answer that we also could have. What is the other answer we could have, right?
C.
And we can also have point C, okay? Either one of those would be a good answer. You don't need both. Just need one of the two. Okay, they're both inside angle AFG. So even though H is past G, it's a ray, so it just keeps going forever in the direction. Okay. Letter F, a point on the exterior of angle AFG. So we still have the same angle AFG, exterior being the outside of, right? Okay. Landon, what would be a point on the exterior of this angle AFG that's highlighted?
Point D.
Okay, D as in doggo. Point D, okay? What's another one that we could do? Ian. Not H. H is actually on the angle. So you have point D was exterior. What's another point that's outside? Point E, yep, as an elephant. Okay? Or end game. Okay,
Or end.
okay. Any question on this part? Jacob and Liddy. Alright, some facts about angles. Some facts about angles here. Christian, why don't you pick a color for me? Okay. I don't know how well we'll be able to see this. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So angles are measured in units called degrees. You can measure angles in degrees. Have you heard of like a 90-degree angle?
Yeah.
Same idea. Measured in
90 degree
degrees. Okay. Angles are measured using a tool called a protractor. They're measured using protractors. I don't want you to think that we're just supporting farmers. Okay. Protractors. Okay, we're supporting tractors.
No. But there's no anti-tractor.
Okay. But yeah, there's no anti-tractors either. Okay.
Aw.
I'm anti-tractor.
And just like how we had congruent segments have the same length, right? We can
can
also have congruent angles. Congruent angles. And notice I shortened that down a lot by not writing out the full word. If you wanted to, you could totally do the word congruent angles. Okay? Or you can do the symbol. Congruent symbol angles, angle apostrophe S to make sure it's plural. Have the same measure, okay? So if two angles have 48 degrees, they're congruent. Okay? Questions on that? Okay, we're going to talk about some different classifications of angles, okay? You might have heard of some of these before, okay? You might have heard of some of these before. Presley, give me a color. Red? Okay. So we have a right angle. A right angle is exactly what measure?
90.
90 degrees, no more, no less. It's not 89.9 in the river, okay, and it's not 90.1, okay? It's exactly 90 degrees. So an example of a picture of this could look like this. It's not the only example, but it could look like that, and it has that box there, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
It's because it's what?
It's a pretty hot right angle. It's me.
Yikes. Okay, let's not objectify right angles, okay? So then we can have a straight angle. A straight angle, like I talked about briefly earlier, it's going to be exactly
180.
180 degrees. That'd be a straight line, 180 degrees. Okay, so an example of this could look like this. And what's that look like? Does it just look like a line, but Mr. Cossel drew it poorly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a poorly drawn line, okay? Another way you could make it look, if I make these both right angles, do we know 90 plus 90 is 180?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could also look that.
Well, what's 180 plus 180?
360! Okay. Then we can have acute angle. Acute angle. We're not just saying it's good looking, okay? That's just how we define it. It's called acute. Writer?
Is it 60 degrees or less?
Close, okay? It's going to be between
Oh.
0 degrees and 90 degrees.
I just said it was below.
Okay? It's going to be 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Okay, so it has to be somewhere between 0 and 90, okay? Cannot be 90. It can be 89.99999 or 999, okay? It can be 0.1, but it can't be 0 and it can't be 90, okay? A 0 degree angle doesn't exist, okay? Just so you know. So here's an example of an acute angle. And let's say maybe this one's about, looks kind of like it's probably about 50 degrees. Just guessing. And what were you going to say, Tyler?
Isn't a circle just 360 degrees?
Don't you have to
A
draw?
full rotation around.
Don't you have to draw a little?
A half
Half
circle.
circle.
Half circle.
Like an arc?
Yes.
Like this?
Yes.
That's actually something different we'll talk about in a bit. That's how we mark congruent angles. Great question. Then we have obtuse angle, okay? We have obtuse. If anyone ever watched the Fairly Odd Parents growing up, you say obtuse in there in a little opening sequence, okay? Obtuse, rubber goose. Okay. So obtuse angle is going to be between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. It's going to be between the two, 90 and 180. Okay? So it could be 90.1 or it could be 179.999. Okay? So an example of an obtuse angle could look like this.
Could be 90.1.
Okay? And that looks like maybe it's about 130 degrees. Just kind of guessing. Okay? Not exact here. But now that I labeled it.
It could be 9.0. It could be 90.0.
Yeah, you can support farmers. Okay? Oh man, I cracked myself up. Oh, man. I cracked myself up. Okay, let's flip the page here. Here's what we're doing, guys. We're giving ourselves a good head start. So that way we don't have less time on our notes next time, okay? Give ourselves a good head start. I'm not going to pass out any new homework though, okay? Our only homework is still going to be that pink worksheet right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of thought.
That's surprising.
God! Thought!
God.
What if having a kid have the opposite effect on you instead of really bad jokes? You
God, you're
bad
so
jokes?
Thank
God!
Terrible.
Thought!
Wait,
I have to quit teaching.
What? What is that?
Gone when I got home.
What?
Can't make a
No.
good joke, natural thought.
I think
What did you think?
What if having a kid makes me lose my dad
No,
joke?
because I know I didn't use it.
It's already had that joke.
Look at it.
Oh,
Hey, what did the butcher say? What did the butcher say when he introduced his wife to his friends?
What's cracking?
Meet Patty. I've heard that before. Isn't that good? No.
What do you call it? Cow with no
Nice.
legs.
Dads have like have the kid.
No. A candy cat.
Oh. Big sad.
It's still a cow.
All right. Ryan, pick a color.
Green.
You say green?
Yeah.
Okay. It was rejected earlier, but I'm happy you picked it now. Okay. So angle A, or letter A, 89 degrees. Would this be a right angle, a straight angle, an acute angle, an obtuse angle, or none of those?
Cute.
It would be acute because it's between 0 and 90. Okay. Ray thinks this one's good looking. He called it an acute angle. Okay. Letter B. Do we think that looks like an acute, straight, right, obtuse, or none?
Cute.
Acute, right? Looks like it's less than 90. Okay. I want you guys to continue working on C. Continue working actually on C through H. We're going to do C through H here. Okay. And we're not going to do the raise your hand when you're done, but if you have a question, you can. You're just so used to it. You're on it.
Is this it?
That will be it. We're going to come back and discuss these next time. Okay.
Not next
So
time.
once you do C
I'm
through
after
H,
next time.
once you do C through H, you guys can put your notes away.
The time after next time.
Are we checking
You
homework?
said when your wife has a kid,
Not today.
you're good at jokes, but
It's a better word.